It is not meant to be hilarious. There is a possibility that your Shiba Inu will be stolen. Billions of Shiba Inu are lost in a matter of seconds. Panic is spreading throughout the community. However, there is something that you may need to be aware of. It is possible that this is truly a good thing, and it will cause the value of Shiba Inu to increase dramatically. What is going on right now? And what on earth I am even discussing right now? Allow me to provide you with an explanation. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more Shib news, be sure to click the like button. Recently, something of a colossal scale was released. A surprising occurrence has recently taken place, and it has affected the whole Shiba Inu community. A major security breach involving a cryptocurrency exchange resulted in the theft of several $billion worth of Shiba Inu. Yes, billions of dollars. This was something that no one anticipated would happen. It is now causing a ripple effect across the whole ecosystem. This is more than simply one of those headlines that you see every day. For an extended period of time, this has the potential to have a ripple effect across the whole Shiba Inu ecosystem. But the most shocking aspect of this situation is the following. Amidst all of that pandemonium, something strange is going on in the charts. According to one observer, this may be the time when the Shiba Inu cryptocurrency finally begins to regain its momentum. Shiba Inu is once again exhibiting evidence of vitality, he said, and I quote him directly. This may be an early warning indication that something significant is about to happen. Perhaps, just perhaps, that ambition of reaching 1 cent, which has been so long sought, is not so improbable as it once seemed. At this point, you are probably asking, alright, does the graph already take this drama into account? Well, it may come as a surprise to you, but the answer is yes. However, the way it works is not what you would anticipate. Shiba Inu is in fact seeing an upward trend in its value, notwithstanding the news that has been reported. It has been gradually but consistently moving upward. That is what momentum is. That is what it is to be strong. While Shiba Inu is currently trading at a lower level than it was at the beginning of this year, the pattern that we are seeing at the moment is different. It is the kind of activity that causes traders to take notice. It is possible that the sort of movement that suggests a reversal is present here. Technicalities are not the only thing involved here. It is the atmosphere, the energy, the thrill that is gradually returning. It may be felt throughout the community at large. The investors who are buying dips are stockpiling their purchases. The whales are keeping a careful eye on the situation. There is absolutely something in the works. So yes, Shiba Inu has been holding its own as of late, and it may even be in a better position now than it was before, despite the fact that billions of dollars have been squandered in recent times. That is the exact reason why this particular moment is so fascinating right now. What exactly was it that just took place? Big One, which is a cryptocurrency exchange that is not as well known as some others, but is still really large, has just been the victim of a significant assault. The subject of our discussion is a coordinated supply chain hack that managed to circumvent internal measures without even requiring the use of private keys. More than $27 million worth of assets were stolen by the hacker, who then made off with them. And indeed, there contained a big hoard of Shiba Inu, close to 10 billion coins. We are discussing those who are quite well known. More than 100 Bitcoin, hundreds of Ethereum, millions in USDT, Solana, and of course a boatload of Shiba Inu. This was not a trivial problem that occurred on occasion. This was a robbery in every sense of the word. The Shiba Inu community immediately entered a state of heightened vigilance as soon as the news was made public. The charts were anticipated to plummet off a cliff, and there was an expectation of panic selling, massive dumps, and a complete disaster. I am referring to the fact that when such a large number of tokens suddenly disappear from an exchange and wind up in wallets that cannot be identified, it is typically a recipe for disaster. The whole group prepared itself for the moment of impact. You will never believe what happened. That did not occur. Yes, there was a little decrease in the Shiba Inu 1-minute graph immediately after the announcement of the breach. You can see this for yourself by zooming in on the chart. For a limited period of time, prices were lower than that 13.5 level. But what happened after that? The market made a rapid recovery. Quickly before anybody even knew what was happening, it had already risen back up to almost exactly where it had begun, as if nothing had ever occurred. There was no collapse, no major sell-off, and no panic wave. It was little more than a brief misstep, and then they were back on their feet again. That is really crazy. And that speaks volumes. To begin with, there are three possible interpretations of this. It is possible that the community was just experiencing shock. It is possible that Big One lacked the necessary influence to significantly impact market movement. Or perhaps, and this is the most important point here, Shiba Inu has grown to the point where it cannot be rocked so easily anymore. Consider the situation. From a big network, around 10 billion tokens were forcibly removed. That is an enormous amount of anything. However, what about the cost? Hardly moved a muscle at all. That demonstrates a considerable amount of resilience. This indicates that the environment of Shiba Inu is becoming more mature. The distribution of its supplies is widespread. Furthermore, the market has stopped responding with dread. Not in the same way as it was in the past, at the very least. And that is rather optimistic indeed. In cryptocurrencies, strength is not just about the price of an asset increasing. The way in which the market deals with stress is the issue at hand. And today, the cryptocurrency Shiba Inu suffered a setback and did not break down. There is one thing that it makes very plain to us. Shiba Inu is no longer a token that is only the subject of excitement. It is beginning to demonstrate behavior that is more similar to that of a genuine gamer. And just think about what it may do when things get completely bullish once again, if it is able to maintain its strength during this kind of conflict. Although this might have originated with a heist, what we just witnessed, that was a show of strength. Shiba Inu has returned, and it is not going to back down from the fight. However, there is one thing that is very fascinating. Only a few hours ago, the Ethereum blockchain was used to transfer a huge amount of Shiba Inu, a quantity of Shiba Inu coins over 250 billion, which is equivalent to a value of over 3.5 million US dollars, was transferred from CoinHaco's hot wallet to a brand new unknown address. And here's something that will really blow your mind. That address currently owns almost $4 million in Shiba Inu alone. For those who are not familiar with it, CoinHaco is a cryptocurrency exchange that is legal and situated in Singapore. It is a significant participant in the cryptocurrency market in Southeast Asia. Therefore, this is not just some casual activity involving a wallet. This is a significant move that is causing some serious questions to be raised. The wallet itself does not have any labels, but here is where things start to get interesting. It has been connected to past deals with Binance, and it contains a variety of other cryptocurrencies. Therefore, who is responsible for it? According to on-chain statistics, it is either CoinHaco itself shifting cash for operational reasons, or a high-net-worth whale stealthily stockpiling Shiba Inu. However, there is one thing that is apparent regardless of the outcome. This address is not just being stagnant in one place. It has been rather busy, since it has seen several withdrawals and deposits in recent times, and in the last few days it has even transferred smaller portions of Shiba Inu to Binance. On the other hand, this most recent transfer, it is the largest one to this point. It simply resulted in this wallet being one of the biggest holders of Shiba Inu in the area. This is a significant matter. Due to the fact that this does not constitute casual behavior, regardless of who is responsible for it, this is a significant player making a move, thus it should be taken seriously. Moreover, it is often not coincidental when you observe whales or exchanges reorganizing money in this manner, particularly when it involves millions of dollars. It is either a matter of preparation or a matter of accumulation. Regardless of which direction it goes, it indicates that there is interest. And it's not just about generating buzz for little things. Positioning that is serious and for the long term. Now, let us combine it with the observations that we have made about the charts in recent times. The Shiba Inu is maintaining a consistent position, ascending, even immediately after a cyber attack that cost $1 billion. And now, are whales in Asia making Shiba Inu their investment of choice by shifting millions more into it? That is not something that happened by chance. That is momentum that is piling up under the surface. There are those who are observing. Those that are shrewd with their money are keeping an eye on the situation. It is also evident that a few of them have already begun to move their belongings inside the house. At this point, this is about more than simply the cost. It is about having faith in yourself. Concerning physical strength. At this moment, Shiba Inu is exhibiting both. This enormous shift simply serves to further enrich the narrative. Therefore, while other people are still posing the question, when will the moon be visible? It is possible that smart money is already preparing for it. Shiba Inu is not just surviving current market, so be sure to keep your eyes out for opportunities. It may be getting ready to take over the market. Now here is the most shocking portion of all. There is something going on below the surface that is causing analysts to become excited, even after all of the commotion, the hack, the whale movements, and the headlines about the billion tokens. The pressure exerted on Shiba Inu by mobile owners has almost vanished, according to Cantonese Cat, a crypto analyst who is well known and has a large following on the internet. Allow it to permeate your consciousness. He made a point of highlighting the fact that Shiba Inu has been under the weight of the typical downward pressure for months. It is becoming fainter. Quickly, and in the event that there is even a minor wave of purchasing momentum, it is possible that the bearish hold will be broken. In the blink of an eye, everything changed. Although Cantonese Cat could not provide a particular target, the message that was being sent was unambiguous. Buyers are in a great position to capitalize on the market now that sellers are taking a step back. However, there is more to it than just that. There are other experts who are already making the connections. Shiba Inu is now in a position where it might potentially break out of its current range and see a significant price increase, according to a chart that was posted by Shiba Inu Spain, which is considered to be one of the most authoritative voices in the community. He is of the opinion that we will shortly break through that 18 level and beyond it. If the current momentum can be maintained, we may be on the verge of making significant progress towards achieving one of the most ambitious ambitions of the community. 1/10 of 1 cent, that is a significant accomplishment, and would you believe it? He is not the only person who is seeing it. Crypto Candy, who works as a technical analyst, took a more in-depth look at the graph and did not hesitate to express her opinion. He claims that the whole of the short-term goal is located just below that 17 line. However, what about his mid-range game? He is advocating for a run that would reach that milestone of 25. Furthermore, he thinks that Shiba Inu could even be able to reach the same peak it had in December 2023 if the momentum continues to grow, and perhaps even go above and beyond that. Take a moment to consider it. The pressure in our cells is dropping. Whales are performing movements that are silent yet strong. Analysts are anticipating a breakthrough. While all of this is taking place, Shiba Inu is silently but steadily rising, demonstrating its strength and refusing to falter in the process, even in the midst of circumstances that are unfavorable. This is what makes this particular moment so very exhilarating. Shiba Inu is not only experiencing a stroke of good fortune, it is in the process of changing. The community is maintaining its resolve. Analysts are keeping a close eye on the situation. What about the chart? All of the indicators are pointing to the occurrence of a significant event in the near future. We may be on the verge of a significant breakout if this uptrend continues, if purchasers continue to enter the market, and if the pressure on the sell side continues to remain minimal. The necessary preparations have been made. The flashing of the signals is occurring. It is possible that Shiba Inu is preparing for its next big move in the market. However, what is your perspective on this issue? Leave a comment in the section below. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it, and subscribe to the channel.